So, with Wordgirl being a big thing again, I decided, you know what, let's do some Wordgirl content. Let's see if how well that goes over. And I decided, what better way to have Wordgirl cross over with Godzilla? Don't worry, this will not be too dark. I don't think it would be very dark, because this is a kid's show and I like to play in, some of the rules of the said property. So, this story is, yes, Godzilla versus Wordgirl. This is a story that just came up literally 5 minutes ago. Like 30 minutes ago. Like 30 minutes ago, I was just on a walk, and it hit me, and I was like, you know what? I want to do this as a story. I think this would be a fun fanfiction idea, and with Wordgirl suddenly getting a massive resurgence in, popularity in memery. Memery is a word. Yeah, memery is a word, I think. Anyway, I decided it'd be kind of fun to do this as, a cool, fun crossover to, really, play with it. Because I'm wondering how many Wordgirl fans are going to be interested in this. So, without further ado, let's dive into Godzilla versus Wordgirl. So this pretty much opens like any other episode. Like, it's just the Botsfords are out at the beach, they're having fun, and then they, off in the distance, they see something, move, the water's just being disturbed constantly, like something's swimming in there. And then huge spikes just start rising out of the water. And immediately everyone goes, oh, that's Godzilla. And sure enough, Godzilla just rises out of the water. He roars. Everyone's panicking. And, of course, Becky changes into Wordgirl, and her thought is, this has got to be a plot from one of my villains. She tells Bob, her chimpanzee / sidekick, she tells Bob straight up, I think this is probably a villain plot. Either Two Brains or Toby or one of my villains lured Godzilla here with, maybe Sonics or, mind control. Could be Mr. Big. But, yeah, Godzilla's here. I'll deal with him, then I'll deal with the villains. So, as Godzilla makes his way to shore towards the city, Wordgirl goes to fight him, and she, flies up, hold her right there, Godzilla, and his attention goes right to her. She's like, oh boy. And immediately the two fight. Now, obviously, Wordgirl is clearly outmatched in terms of size, but power, she's holding her own. She's managing to, zip around Godzilla, fly around, hit him in vital points, until, Godzilla managed to, slap her down into the ground and then try to step on her. And that's when the fight starts to go in Godzilla's way, when he finally, knocks her back. And what happens is that Wordgirl's forced to retreat by the end of it. She basically tells Huggy, you are going to die. Huggy, I love you, but you're going to die here. I need to keep fighting him. So she leaves him somewhere safe. And meanwhile, as the fight goes deeper into the city, a lot of the villains are starting to, see this as well. And they're like, oh, this could be really bad. What do we do? So, during all this, Godzilla manages to strike Wordgirl down again, and she's forced to retreat while Godzilla's just continuing to tear through the city. By this point, Wordgirl, who's disheveled and defeated, she's just laying in a, alleyway, just crying because she can't. This is a villain she just can't stop. And what happens is she gets approached by the villain. She actually is like, guys, I don't know what your game is, but call it off, please. I will leave the city. I'll stop being Wordgirl. I'll admit you're the greatest villain ever. Just please stop. I'm begging you. No one deserves what this is. This monster rampaging through our city. And they're like, none of us called him. There's no mind control. There's no sonic device. There's nothing. None of us know what's going on. We don't know why Godzilla's here. Maybe he's just here to wreck shit, like he does in Japan. Maybe that's why he's here. Maybe that's why. But regardless, he's here, and we want to help you. And Wordgirl's like, "Are you serious? You guys want to help me fight Godzilla?" And they're like, "Yeah." In the back, the rope guy goes, "Not me, I got dragged into it." Yeah, so Wordgirl now leads an army of villains into battle with Godzilla. They all plan a form of attack to battle Godzilla. And yeah, it goes into both awesomeness and ridiculous that only the show would have. So, for starters, the first wave, first wave is Toby's robots, where Toby's robots just start dogpiling on Godzilla, constantly. The robots just come charging in. Godzilla's just wrecking them left and right. He's knocking them down. He's smashing them. By this point, Eileen, the birthday girl, and the energy monster step in and also join in with the robots to help, like, hold him down or like slow him down. And as the fight continues, like, other villains start tagging in. Like, Victoria uses her recorder to, like, daze Godzilla, as well as Seymour Smooth. He uses, like, his flashy teeth. When Godzilla gets knocked down for a second, he looks into a window and he sees Seymour Smooth there, and he, like, smiles, and it blinds Godzilla in the eye for a hot minute. And as he's getting up, Chuck uses his condiment gun to spray a huge wave of just ketchup all over the street. And when Godzilla tries to step, he slips back and falls back down. Like I said, I'm just really embracing the ridiculousness of it, and it's not like Godzilla's been ridiculous before. He remember the '60s, yeah, the Showa era. So this isn't too different. So Godzilla, like, falls back to the ground. And at this point, like, Rope Guy goes, Rope I know he has a name, but, like, Rope Guy, coming in! And he just starts, like, trying to tie Godzilla in this huge rope with Toby's robots' help. There's also... but Godzilla, of course, like, gets up, breaks the rope, and by this point, another... plan of attack comes in where Dr. Two Brains has like a huge plane with, like, cheese mounted cannons to it, and they're just firing at Godzilla, and it's trying to hit him, and it flies and connects to one of the robots and gives it like maser mounted cannons like Garuda in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. That robot fights Godzilla. Eileen is also like real quick, the Dr. Two Brains also gifts Eileen a huge battle axe, obviously a reference to Kong in Godzilla vs. Kong, and is like, let him have it, kid! What else was there? Just utter ridiculousness. Like, the Butcher creates a massive meat golem. He creates a golem out of meat, which Godzilla just eats. Like, go, my meat golem! Destroy him! And Godzilla just, like, grabs it and just... I don't think my plan worked. Anyone else want to tag in? Lady Redundant Woman is, like, using her copies to get to help hurry civilians to a safe distance while everyone's battling Godzilla. There's also, like, what was it? Like, who else? Like I said, Chuck uses adds a new. He, like, adds his new ammo, and he was like, "What you got there?" And he's like, ghost pepper sauce, and he, like, shoots it right into God, it's like a grenade launcher, and it just shoots and it hits Godzilla in the eye, and he's just fuming mad because now there's, like, chili pepper sauce in his eye, and it's just making him angry. So yeah, Wordgirl's also, like, coordinating the entire fight. If this was, like, a parody and, like, this was animated, you'd have the Godzilla military march playing as everyone's, like, ganging up on him. No, you also have the Whammer who's, like, going, wham, wham, wham! Whammer, you're not doing anything. Whammer wants to do his part! Wham! So, man, like, every villain is just trying to, like, do everything they can to fight Godzilla, but he's just either shrugging it off or just taking them down left and right. And by the end of it, all the villains are down. Like, I want to have this fun scene where, like, Seymour, after blinding Godzilla for a hot second, Godzilla, like, looks at him through the building, just glaring daggers at him. He's like, "Seymour, out!" And he just runs away with his arms in the air, just screaming bloody murder. And then when Godzilla, like, gets over the ghost pepper in his eye, he looks directly at Chuck, and he's just charging. He starts charging up his atomic breath, and he's like, "Oh, that's bad. I should go." And by this point, Wordgirl grabs him right before the blast hits the atomic ray hits him. Another fun scene I wanted to have was, like, Dr. Two Brains pulls out a giant freeze ray, and he's like, I don't know why, but like I feel very close to this. Obviously, if you know what I'm referencing, there you go. And he just shouts as a battle like, "Are you ready, Dr. Two Brains?" "I'm ready!" "This is my greatest freeze ray ever. I'll capture you, Princess Bubblegum. I mean, Godzilla, Wordgirl. Sorry." Yeah. But suffice to say, nothing works against Godzilla. Like, everything they've thrown at the King of the Monsters, nothing works against him. Like, nothing is working against Godzilla. And Wordgirl herself is just beaten down in front of Godzilla. And that's when Toby gets an idea, and he's like, "Wordgirl, get on your knees!" And immediately Becky goes, "There's 1,000 reasons why you should never tell a girl to get on her knees, Toby. And that's one of them." And he's like, "Just do it, woman!" So she gets on her knees, like hands and knees, and just kind of like bows before Godzilla, and like Godzilla gets in close, just glaring at her, and then just roars right in her face, like almost nearly knocking her back. And then he just turns and leaves. He just turns and leaves and goes back to the sea, and they're like, "What was that? Like, what happened?" And Toby explains Godzilla saw Wordgirl as a kaiju. He saw her not as a superhero or an alien. He saw her as a rival kaiju. He was here to claim dominance. He just wanted you to submit to him. And when you didn't submit, that made him angry. So that's why he attacked the city. It wasn't because of us, it was because of you. And he's like, and Chuck goes, "Oh, in a weird way, it's your fault, Wordgirl." And she goes, "You want to go to jail?" "No, ma'am." Good. So that's how the story ends, is Godzilla going back into the sea. If this was an Wordgirl episode, I would say the two words of the day would be radioactive and superior. Because Godzilla's superior to Wordgirl and everyone else here. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much my Godzilla vs. Wordgirl story. You guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think of it? Comment below, let me know, and as always, if you haven't already, hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, where if you hit the 4th tier, you can not only get the exclusive content over on YouTube, over on Patreon, but also check out all the exclusive also send me a request for me to do here on YouTube. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.